I found my confidence when I stopped seeking their approval, when I finally became comfortable to walk away from all of them. For most of my life, I didn't realize how much of my self worth was tied to what other people thought of me. Growing up in dysfunctional family dynamics, I became used to seeking validation outside of myself. I became used to questioning myself. I became used to shrinking parts of who I was to keep the peace, avoid conflict, and to feel accepted within my own family. When you're raised in this kind of environment where love, support, or approval feels conditional, you learn to constantly look outside of yourself for permission. Permission to just be yourself, permission to speak, permission to trust your own inner voice. And without even realizing it, I had carried this pattern into my adulthood. I thought confidence would come from achieving more, from looking a certain way, from proving myself, from finally becoming good enough. But no matter how much I changed, there was always another expectation to meet, another standard, another reason to keep on doubting myself. As an African woman, another layer of my healing journey has been challenging some of the beliefs that I grew up with. I was taught to always respect my elders, and I still believe in respect, but somewhere along the way, respect became confused with silence. Loyalty became confused with self sacrifice, and enduring mistreatment became something that was expected simply because someone was older than me. For years, I believed that speaking up for myself was disrespectful, that setting boundaries was selfish, that protecting my peace meant I was abandoning my family. But healing has taught me honestly something different. Respect should never require you to abandon yourself. Love should never require you to tolerate abuse. And family should never require you to sacrifice your well being in order to just belong. The turning point for me came when I stopped trying to earn what should have been given freely. I stopped chasing their approval. I stopped trying to convince people of my worth. And I started asking myself simple questions. What do I actually like? What do I actually believe in? Who am I when I'm not trying to please everyone else? And the answers surprised me. I found confidence, and I mean absolute confidence in embracing my natural hair. I found confidence in creating music, confidence in sharing my thoughts, and confidence in being seen exactly as I am. Not because everyone else approved, but finally I stopped needing them to. One of the biggest decisions I have made is to break this cycle, this generational cycle, not only for myself, but for my children. I don't want them to grow up believing that they must tolerate disrespect in the name of family, or to believe that their voice matters less because they are younger than someone. I want them to know that they can be respectful and still have boundaries, that they can be loving and still protect themselves, and that they can still honor their roots without carrying every wound that was passed down to them. For me, that is what generational curse breaking looks like. Taking lessons, leaving the pain behind, and choosing a healthier path forward. Today, when I look at my life, my creativity, my family, and the peace I am building, I'm realizing something. The confidence I spent years searching for was never hidden somewhere outside of me. It was underneath the fear, underneath the people pleasing, underneath the conditioning, waiting for me to come home to her. Healing didn't make me perfect, it made me free. And that, for me, has been the greatest act of self love. Respecting myself enough to walk away, loving myself, loving my family enough, loving my children enough to protect them. They're so young, they shouldn't have to endure what I endured. So, if you're a spiritual person like me, you are going to have to raise your frequency. You cannot stay aligned with lower vibrations if you're at a higher frequency. And it's a beautiful place to be because you see the world at a completely different place than you would when you were in your lower vibration. Everything is energy, okay? Remember that. It's quantum physics meeting ancient wisdom here. So, the higher you attract, the more clarity, peace, and prosperity you will get when you let go of what doesn't serve you.